So, sorry about that, everyone. We had a bit of a power outage. If things stay spotty, we might not restart again, considering we're kind of close to the end time we want. But nobody's in here, so nobody's received that message yet. But that's the message, that's the truth, that's the feeling, that's the vibes. And we are going to continue here with what we're doing, which is, of course, moving along. We did have some comments in chat that we didn't get to respond to. Unfortunately, I don't know what those are because power went out. But I do think we want to try and get the granaries up. And this was a point, the granaries getting like 40% more of the pop growth modifier is going to be really strong in the Arctic region specifically. Because proportionally, that's going to be a very large portion of their growth. So, I think we will kind of look to max out the granaries in some of these locations. Where's our good harbor? It's here. We have this on auto expand so that when we pull slaves, we'll pull them there. There we go, Annex Revolter. And, yeah. We're so back. The economy, fools. Yeah, we're so back, baby. I'm getting hungry, though. But I did not want to do, like, a 3-hour stream, so... You notice, do you even notice your stream wasn't working for a hot minute? I had a power outage, so, like, the power outage was present for a short period of time, and then... I was uncertain on if I was going to update and just tell people, hey, power's not back on, and then it turned back on, and I was like, okay. We continue. We'll want those eventually. Just trying to get the good stuff in. But yeah, it took me a while to even update on the phone as well, that the power went out. Or the stream wasn't working because the power went out. To be clear. Initiative's not that important. I think, did we already get the discounts? God, legislative efficiency. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I think we do want the 5% efficiency from cabinet, though. Slave centers will want eventually. Rag paper, we can go. Entry po may be actual net negative. It's complicated. But if it causes our subjects to like shit the bed and make markets that we don't want because they get pulled into markets that they shouldn't be in, then it's like actively bad, right? Okay. I think let's improve opinion with a couple guys that we maybe want to annex. In the nearest future. And then this other guy has chosen death. I think we keep it in Lubeck, to be honest. Maybe stuck in the ice. Our protected harbor is bricked. Them getting stuck in the ice isn't so bad, but it's the combination of things. Oh, the naval pain continues. Yeah, I guess we just lose the boats, huh? I wish I could set to always do one thing in response to the event, but that event should just be different anyways. Let's do this, maybe. Where to put the governors for Baltic dominance as Sweden? You know, this is actually really rough because, okay, I don't know if we get any unique buildings that force us to stay in Stockholm, but Stockholm is probably not as good as this. But, okay, if we are in Stockholm, I think I like Copenhagen. And then after that, nothing really stands out as that good. I think that trying to be strong here is, like, super debatey. Like, this is our country here, right? And those two are kind of enough for our country. And so then it becomes, okay, well, where did you expand? Like, in theory, I think I would love one in Antwerp or London. And then I think we're gonna maybe put one in Novgorod. Because we can kind of push into the coast here. Maybe Novgorod's even, like, a little bit too close. Like, Neva looks, like, somewhat reasonable in terms of, like, a place that's good. I think we were building a protected harbor here. But, yeah, I guess protected harbor is just super useful if you're... Why are we not recovering? Okay, it is. In that context specifically. Do we have a protected harbor down here? We do. So we have this bark team. So we can use that sea zone. So I guess we're kind of getting to where we want with not apocalyptically bad micro. Is he Norse pagan? Yeah. Is rag paper even worth it for you? You aren't using fiber crops? I think eventually it is better because the PM is just better. We could take a closer look here though. You may be right that it's not better. The thing is, we're way better at doing it, like, with the lumber, and we actually might have the lumber bonus. Actually, what can we do here? I'm, like, uber blanking. We need to find a paper place. Okay. So... Actually, I don't know if this is unlocked by rag paper even. But... I mean, the hemp PM is less efficient by my understanding, but it's 0.3 input versus 0.15 input. Oh, are they the same? No. We've taken a look at this in the past. Did they change the PM? Probably not. I probably just looked at it wrong. Okay, so the value here is point... Oh, I can't read. 2 times 0.6 is going to be 1.2, right? And then 1.2 plus 0.3, so 1.5 total input value. And then this is 0.15 plus, so 1.65? What did we say this was? 1.65 versus... Oh, this is just better, but we have to have fiber crops. But we don't mind making fiber crops. So yeah, rag paper is probably just not as good. The thing is, the cloth industry is normally really good, but we don't have access to cotton, like, and wool and this type of thing. And maybe with the wool nerfs, this is actually just kind of needs to just generally be reevaluated, because, like, it's historically been insane. But then, okay, we get into this, And then the issue here is this is like, the building having more output is really important. You care about the output quantity a whole lot because that's what your prod ethic is being applied to. But I don't know if rag paper unlocks this. YouTube died? YouTube died? Is it back? It looks like it's back. But hey, Tabby Flip. You don't need it for the paper workshop, which is the one's the most profitable at the moment. Well, I mean, we're going to be able to produce fiber crops as the thing, like, pretty well. Fiber crops is cows and wood, I think, but normally you kind of hate using these because they're really inefficient. But we get enough wood that we maybe just don't care. We got stuff flickering and stuff. So if the power goes out again, I think we're gonna be maybe done. Yep, lights flickering. Twitch is trolling. Womp womp. Or they were talking about the other, like 5-10 minutes ago. YouTube never died, homie trippin'. Okay, I came back. Who needs those guys anyways, is the Twitchers. Twitchers just sounds like somewhat, sounds pretty pejorative. Alright. Maybe running some issues here. Fiber crops we can build over though then. I think that we'll be more likely to urbanize the coast. And so kinda looks attractive from the perspective of maybe we have this as one of our fiber crop places. What we're looking for, just to be clear, is a place that has lumber and livestock in it in the province. That way we get the full prod bonuses. But this actually, wait. You get the... Now you don't, it has to be urban for you to get the bonus on buildings. So we might even want it in an urban location. Because it doesn't require rural. Maybe we're supposed to be going for sheep farms, though. I think in our breadbasket locations, this actually makes a ton of sense. We could even breadbasket the sturdy grains. We'll put this on auto expand as well. The livestock too. I think we'll just let this rip. And since we know we're going to be keeping it rural, we'll just bailiff it up. That'll keep that going for a while. Guys, out of pure curiosity, I'm continuing my Trapezoontian run. Beyond 36, the year is 1858, Spain hasn't formed, Russia hasn't formed. Womp womp. Is this normal for the AI? I do not know what looks normal for post-1958. I apologize. I'm not sure how many people you will be able to find that do know what looks normal for that date. Time frame. Yeah, it looks like the subjects actually just have this. I'll tell Scotland to eat one. I think that we automatically re-annex this guy. I'm not 100% sure though. maybe you could put him in the bucket here. Maximum carnage. I don't know what happens. I mean, this is part of our territory. Or was. Medicaments province should be good for fiber. Why medicaments? Oh, you mean because, yeah. No, you're right. If we wanted in an urban location. For getting the input bonus from having surplus, you're right, you're right, you're right. It's not going to be good at, very good at other stuff. So let's do that, actually. That makes sense. Yep, yep, yep. Let's just take a look at our subjects' attitudes towards us. These guys we've been forced on have been flipping Swedish so that we could get a eventual cores in the region. Who's the current heir? Do we have a guy with the truth, the business, the means? Yeah, we do. He will be the new heir. Not the best stats, but he has what we need, which is the dev. I think we'll throw this guy in charge. Peace is imminent already? It feels like it's barely started the war. I think if we wipe peace, it returns to the way it was before, but I'm not sure, so we're probably going to save before we do that. We will pay 40 ducats for the dev, I think. Actually, where is this? Yeah, I think we'll do that. Prosperity is a little bit, or the stability is a little bit attractive. How are we doing on the dev front here? Still haven't quite gotten where we're gonna be able to pound lock. This was a city we could pound lock it, but speaking of, this will give us some dev here. Noble cabinet will allow us to push another bit towards aristocracy here, which will be nice. It's common cabinet? I'm not sure I've seen this one before. Monthly literacy. So we could do this and intentionally fail it for the monthly literacy. That's kind of neat. We haven't. I don't think I've rolled this before. All right. We are okay backsliding this a little bit to continue to push up. I just want to see... Wait, why can't we do this? I just want to see if White Peace returns us our stuff. Because I'm not quite sure with them leading the revolt here, if that's how that works. Do we have to pay to annex it back? I guess if it doesn't cost us antagonism, this is fine. Up here, let's see. Wood's still okay. Wool's still okay after the nerf. As an economic tool, it is super ungodly inefficient. If you're talking about building the rural building. Because, like, it produces, like, half a wool, so it's producing, like, half a ducat of value. It's, like, nowhere near as good as it was before. I mean, we're obviously building some, but we're building it mainly because of the food. I think they do... Did they not decrease the inputs? Hold on. I assume they decrease the inputs. My understanding is they decrease the the inputs by 50%. So it's effectively like half a building relative to what it was before for the purposes of like allowing you to build cloth and stuff like this. But this is 0.3 and this is 0.24, so like 0.54. And then the output is like 0.6 something, and like the margin's like 0.0, like 0.1. It's not very attractive. Currently playing as the Hans and Man at OP. They make it interesting and stupid less strong. It's just stupid. Yeah, you can't be annexed. Common Cabinet Parliament is always nice, forget about it. Common characters are just rare unless you spam higher core. Yeah, unless you do like what we're doing. So we're gonna need to... God, I really hope that this doesn't cost us antag. Okay, it doesn't, so... We will just re-eat everything. I guess. We'll need to grab that up there. It's cheap enough that I just don't want to sweat the other issues. And we'll put them in the bucket, I think. Well, they might have been pushing this way anyways. What's their procs look like? Let's deny the lake. It's a maze bucket. Amazing bucket. Perfect. You may not like it, but this is what peak Conquest performance looks like. You may not like it. But we can't integrate Novgorod right now. Womp womp. I mean, we could integrate this stuff. I think we're just content to let that just integrate naturally for always and forever, so I guess we'll just dev province for a hot second. Look at us, with our architectural visionary that is locked in for all time. So good. Maze runner proximity. Came across a YouTube video these days in which someone showed that it became military state and it became battle pope. But yeah, pope is like super caked up for military. You get the best like military modifiers from clergy or from theocracy. Is no one going up there? No one's going up there. Well, we need to go up there. Damn it. So right for the nobility. We have high satisfaction on them. Currently taxing 20%. So we could get an additional 10 tax if we curtail. If we curtail, we can't do the parliament anymore. Which is at least a decent source. The fort maintenance is like an interesting one, and we also want serfdom trend. How much? Currently don't have enough serfdom trend to push serfdom. I think we'll do it for the serfdom trend, to be honest. And we might swap to rural, curtail the nobility later. We actually wouldn't even be able to max tax them because we would be getting the satisfaction penalty, so let's do rural noble authority for now. We need one more source of serfdom. The annoying thing is that if we had 50 serfdom, we would be able to use the serfdom to get the serfdom. Womp to the his omp. We also might go feudal merc contracts next major war we have, if we remember, which we won't, so we probably aren't going in. The grooviest of orders. It's clearly bullying generalists, making Russia run the logistics maze like that. Yeah, to be fair, they're not the best at logistics anyways, eh? Maybe we should just chill. But we have no chill. Okay. We'll grab this instead. It's called Slave Maxing. You take the slaves from their homes. This is giving us ethical quandaries in an unambiguous way. Please make the slavery stop, except it's so good, it's meta. Womp womp. That is the song of my people. Very sus. Alright, most of the pops that, like, the biggest pop groups are in the south, so we're gonna come down there to slave raid. Pop count's so strong. And then they get redistributed. It goes here. Yeah, we're trying to get slaves pulled here. I think that we'll just expand this right now. That way there's room for more because we do want to be able to urbanize it. I think we did, I guess we didn't. Maybe that was before the power outage. Max out the oh, we did max out the granaries, cool. Cool, cool, cool. The Age of Discovery. Now, one of these gives Merc stuff, right? And I think it's this one. So I think admin is just like clearly better. Someone was telling me that they think that everyone is... we don't need the pop conversion speed though, which is normally kind of something other people are interested in. Someone was arguing that this was super OP. Army maintenance is a really strong modifier, to be fair. Especially if you have sources of it. I don't think we have a source of it. But I think it's just admin. Yeah. I'll split you up. Let's go, go, go. I think we still raid more for slaves and don't finish this war just yet. Specifically, the locations in the south are where there's the most pop. I guess not even a lot of pop, but... The poster is the student. He has fun videos. Isn't he the guy who did, like, Greenland? For the, like, YouTuber early access? You have more pops than England or France yet? Oh god, no. Bro, we started as Sweden. What do you want from us? It's quite the bar to be set in there. Okay, so we will give them the advanced bucket. And then I guess we'll do this. No, we can't do that. We have to give them the advanced bucket. Just what province is Novgorod a part of? Is it this? Is this one province with Novgorod at the end here? Huh. Don't want to cut them off. I think this down here is what's giving us claims, but he's got a couple, so we can finish that off, that province off for him. And then take one last map or something. Hansa already hates us forever. Anyone new getting above 50? That is big. I don't see anyone too spooky. So we'll go for this. That's... kind of convenient. I think we just don't want them making a market, but I think they're going to be too poor to make a market. We'll just give them the rest of these provinces. Ah, that was a mistake. We should have made more than just this. I think we can flip their culture though. And that'll work well for us. Force culture. And then, can we annex anyone yet? Yeah, we can, finally. The good times. The good times start. When the frick did we get Sicilians raided? What the hell? Wait, when did we get Sicilians? How are these guys getting the Sicilian slaves? I'm so confused. I guess the slaves that we are pulling in are going to get rerouted to our subjects' locations too. Yeah, look at this, they're promoting up so fast. This is like the last little bit that we grabbed. But these guys are going to promote and reshuffle around. Alright. Woo! Let's go, baby. Streamer luck. Talk about skill, brother. We said it like an hour ago. We explore this so that we can roll it. Streamer luck, he says. We need a port to repair that kind of effectively. Didn't we urbanize this? Pure skill. We are starting to... We are actually promoting up the slaves too fast, I think. Because we are starting to... These guys actually just have Omega tons of pops. Because this... The slave shuffling. I mean, this is... The slave distribution system actually is really strong. Man. Alright. I think it's time that we... start market villaging a little aggressively here. If it's lumber, and we do not want to urbanize it right now, I think we're going to put down a market village. For the burgers. And I think it will not be that bad at paying for itself. Maybe not the coastline specifically. Up here, I don't think we're urbanizing the lumber anytime soon, so, and we're not doing the furs, definitely not. This lumber has a port, so that lumber will get urbanized. The lumber is a decent RGO, the other ones kind of aren't that great. I think that we'll do some of that. Whoa, it's expensive down there. Alright. Clay we maybe keep? Oh, but it's expensive down there. Yeah, okay. Oh, whoa, ho, what is this? It's part of the Riga market. Let's get some masons out and about here. Since we got one more of the Muslims that got pops taken, Burgers imported them. Womp womp. Have you ever rolled Grant City Right Parliament since it's only age 1 to 3? Grant City Right? We've gotten the one for the town, yeah. Is there like one for a city? I don't think there is. Okay, what are we going for? Asymmetrical warfare tactics, I think, is like peak for multiplayer. Considering assault fort is just like forts are like a wood chipper, so you actually have to siege stuff down. I think we just wait. We wait for both bank ledger system and or universal serfdom. I think universal serfdom is going to be better. Especially because we don't have modifiers. Yeah, I think we finished pushing this, but maybe we should have tried to push serfdom first. We don't have a lot of serfdom trends. What do you mean you have attrition here, dude? We're parked where we have a natural harbor. A protected harbor. Wait, why are there 2 buildings in progress simultaneously? Hold up, chat. When the building stopped because of the winter for its construction, it actually changed which building it was working on. That is obnoxious if that's what's happened there. That's crazy. So that should be a protected harbor as well. Urbanizing this to make it a protected harbor. Is that harbor not protected, or what is this? Do a protected harbor. Do we not have dock there? So the rebuild? He says he complains about the queue messing things up as he adds another thing to the queue. I think we want this for the Oslo market. Just grab control of that. Can we hand off? Alright. We don't get pike and shot. Whatever will we do? Do you have harbors? Also, probably want to swap Confederal Union. We can do bank ledger system now. To be fair, this lets us push more. Maybe we're not also getting serfdom very soon here. And this is just value right now. Almost making a ducat a trade now. Trade's very strong on this patch, but we don't really have, like, the goods for it, and the range. Serfdom maxing is Pog. Yeah, the 33%, especially because we have such crowd power issues, is going to be really nice. This might be a leak going for bank ledger system here, but I also do want to get the ball rolling on like some of this stuff, like us getting pretty substantive amount of prod efficiency from cap economy is a big idea here. We add dyes to the mix. And then we saw one for cannons. It's like no urbanization up here. Looking for a place that I guess we could do cannons here. I wanted to do it in the other copper province, but I think it's fine. They both have iron and copper anyways. It's like kind of a wash. What we got going on here? Nothing too crazy just yet. Would like to get the iron kind of unlocked. How close are we? Like halfway there. This is going to be a good one as well. We're annexing 2 at a time right now. Go for 3. We have a lot of much smaller modifier. I think we can. Oh, but we're gonna major satisfaction hit them. So we're gonna, because we haven't annexed anyone yet, we're gonna, yeah. We're gonna get really hit hard with that. Okay. The world's spreading. Printing press. Where did this spawn? Pulawama. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it still grows in areas that could have spawned it, right? Yeah, it does. Did not spawn anywhere near us, though. That's an argument for adding universities. I keep forgetting kind of major changes that the clergy don't build universities anymore. And this used to be, like, you would want to actively not build them because this is something really useful that the clergy would build. So, actually, kind of a big leak here. Alright, so let's go university here and here. Let's put one down here. How much pops do we have over there? Kind of have a decent chunk of pops over here. So we'll do a university here. Let's... We can do something like this. Get the ball rolling a little bit better there. Still sitting on quite a bit of gold. then for this, recruitment law we want eventually. As we mentioned, entry po might be net negative if it's making funny business happen. We like business, but we'd prefer it not to be funny. That will be a kind of nice one. Noble literacy's one of the weaker ones. God, I don't know if I want to spend into this if we can avoid it. I'm not sure we can. I think we kind of just have gotten all the, like, pretty useful texts. I struggle to decide when to make fiefdoms and when I want to own the land yourself. You basically just, like, always want to create subjects for making cores. Ooh, we forgot to do that. Yikes. Alright, custom subjects. Specifically, we can't roll clergy into being a ruler. So if we have really good ruler traits on clergymen, we would prefer to give them to our subjects. We don't see any too great. Other than, like, we would prefer not to give monthly prosperity. Malice. We could just roll someone random. But giving them prosperity is probably okay. Actually, that guy's one of the better prosperity dudes. We might have use of him. Wait a second, did it give us cores? With the rebellion? Oh, bro, that sucks. He's gonna have no proximity. He's not gonna be able to convert that. We gotta annex him ASAP. That's obnoxious. I guess that's one way to integrate all that stuff, though. I guess that works. Wow, could they just make that actually at the bottom every time? Is that the way it works now? It's fantastic if that is. So much dev. So much nice. Serfdom is hard to get. All the good things have free pops push. Yeah, now... So, like, people are upset about the changes. Serfdom being better is more interesting, because it's easier to push free subjects. So here you can see we do have, like, a free subject push. We actually got to find out how to get rid of it. Roll Noble Authority helps out. We maybe got to get rid of representative parliament temporarily, actually. Once we start wanting to push... We're not going to push it just yet. Actually, let's get rid of it now, so that way we don't forget. Requirements not met. Oh, we can't have a guy in right now. Well, we want peasants and laborers to migrate. God, that sucks. The presence of, I assume, the guy in the cabinet is what's breaking us. The two guys in the cabinet. Cost us 10 stab to swap cabinet members. And another 10 to revoke. Right before we're trying to do parliament stuff. Don't find that utterly and convincingly thrilling. Infiltrate administration is actually like super sick. Go pop promotion speed. You will want that eventually. Reinforcement speed is actually maybe okay? I don't really know. I feel like it's not spectacular. We'll start annexing this guy now. Move things along. Do you think that the barracks and the like should give a buff to double manpower since the rework on army size? Didn't they change the sergeantry? Oh, you got so many vassals? It's really good. They use stuff like Dev Province. And you annex them really quick when they're really small. You see this plus 200% modifier for being much smaller? Yeah, that helps out a lot. This guy is going to absolutely fly in terms of the annexation speed. I mean, I guess we could get to 0.46, hold it in, and then just roll a parliament event like an absolute chad. It's also possible for us to get... We could do this and intentionally fail it, or we could conduct a census for the stab. I think we conduct the census for the stab, to be honest. Not exactly the role we kind of wanted here. This is the only button we can click. So, we'll just pass it for the 14 stab, or the not losing 7 stab plus 7 stab. Why is the North not colonized yet? We're working on it. We're working on it a little bit faster though. The more colonies you have, the more expensive they are to run. This is bothering me from a border door perspective though, so we'll get rid of that one first. Thing is, I don't think it'll be worth it for us to put something up there, like, or a governor up there. It'll be nice because we gain control of the Oslo market. We'll get to see it shift over a little bit. I think we can put this Mason on auto expand. Oh, we can't. We can't because that's still our subject. Whoops. I think we can put this guy on auto-expanding glass, though. The classic. And then tanneries use sand as well, but I think it's like less sand. I think there's one more thing that uses sand. You can always check by going here and then here. We see it's a lot of glass stuff, tanning stuff. Market Village uses it for glass. Yeah, no, it's just glass and tanning. And roads, obviously, but... You do want to get these guys connected. The roads begin. Let's hire a few of these guys out. Pretty bad ROI other than increasing annexing times. On the... Relative to having them dev and convert for you too. And flip cultures so you have cores. I mean, flipping cultures so you have cores is really a big deal. They, like, if they have one province, their cabinet action applies to their entire country. General's so amused at mauling Russia, he forgot to make subjects, basically. Yeah, subjects are really good. I hate it when I have triple 100 air and he dies. Yeah. And your ruler lives on a boat, oh, it even gets worse. The horror. We hate it when they live on a boat. One day, the stuff up here will finish. So we'll just go protected harbor here first and not construct anything else there. We should be able to get quite a bit of stuff over there. Why don't you give free subjects so tribals in colonized lands promote faster? There's so few tribesmen up here. It doesn't really matter. And then later you just get the law to flip them to either slaves or whatever anyways. Or actually, is there just not any tribesmen up here? Just categorically? Yeah, no, they're all peasants. We even encountered a tribesman. Hello, streamer and chat. How is this run going? I love your YouTube videos. Thank you, thank you. This run's going pretty good. We're kind of chilling out to let the antag come down, but the antags come down quite a bit, to be fair. And we can stop being chill in just a second here. So we can go for the Denmark guy. Maybe. Still quite a bit of ways off of Scandinavia, though. Yeah, I don't think we want to deck into the coalition here. And alliances, so. Maybe staying semi-chill. Scandi is not fast yet for us. Let's go for this. Now we can repair this at least. I think we're just gonna look to make use of our money here. It's hard for the RGOs to be bad, unless we're wanting to upgrade them, but it only does like the first 3 levels. Maybe that was a leak. Guess we'll go around in areas we think we might be urbanizing. We'll have them calm down a little. But I think that that's probably a fine enough expenditure. Can you colonize the island down by Spain? No, because they already colonized it. And they're really not going to get the institution very quick at all. Yeah, joke's on them. Oh wait, they are. Ooh, we just spawned it. What bonus do we get again? I forget. Monthly sailors, alright. Have to remember to accept Norwegian next chance we get. Next time we have enough prestige to do so we can get cores. Hulk is nice QOL. One day initiative will be good. It was not this day. Yep. Actually, you know what? We're canceling this. I just want the protected harbor so we can actually patrol the thing. Son of a bitch. Finish the protected harbor, my guy. That's such a crazy way that that mechanic works, too. I don't think enforcing culture is going to be that effective on him. Well, actually, he'll convert all this. It's like not that much to convert. And make it take us forever to annex him. Oh, but no, it won't. We're just gonna transfer the goods. Yeah, transfer to this guy that. He gets Novgorod. Then yeah, we culture convert you. But we're not trying to annex you quickly. And then the Novgorod guy will try and annex faster. Yeah, okay. Digging it. Basically have all of Scandinavia at this point. Hey Jeremy, I was doing this run after watching the VOD, currently in 74, realized I made a big mistake making biggish subjects instead of small ones. Denmark will be integrated in 56, yikes. Yeah, you do want the small ones for the faster integration speed. Among other things. Like, it's, as a play pattern, it's kind of a little bit silly, probably. But what we could do is we could actually, like... Can we hand off stuff to this guy? We want Scandia to be smaller. We don't want to annex this guy, though. Actually, maybe we're fine putting... not using a naval governor here. That was our cute little plan, but I don't think we're expanding into the HRE too heavily, so then... Yeah, I think that the naval... We actually would have some amount of control in Jutland here. Okay. How much do we have here? Prox. Some. Do you not culture convert Denmark? Yeah, this may have been the... This is something you could do, but just accepting Danish is also... Because they're in the same culture group, if you just improve the cultural opinion of them a couple times, it makes it really, really cheap on the accepted cultures costs to do stuff with your own culture group, so it's often a pretty good idea. Is Finnish not part of our culture group? Oh, weird. I think it's weird. Maybe it's not weird. Let's get rid of that. Antagonism's, yeah, much better. If money wasn't an issue at the start, what order would you upgrade and build stuff between roads, buildings, RGOs, towns, cities? I'd upgrade the things that affect dev first. So I'd go market villages into roads. Or urbanization. I would go every town and city upgrade / market villages into roads. If money wasn't an issue. Because you're not trying to acquire more money if money is not an issue. And then, like, manpower buildings, I guess. I don't know. Well, what's also the goal is maybe, like, a secondary thing. You know? Because, like, is the goal to run up the biggest amount of money possible? Usually this is kind of my goal. So then money does matter, but yeah, I'd still probably go with the dev stuff first. Did they fix the RGO spam in Europe? Well, apparently... Depends what you mean by RGO spam. The Holy Swedish Empire? Or, sorry, the Holy Chile Empire? I believe they fixed that, kind of in a band-aid sort of way. Which is, you can't make more than one of the same RGO in the province with the Colombian exchange, so you can't have 2 Chiles per province. You're probably gonna have 1 Chile every single province, though. If you give people ship-basing rights, you get institutions faster, 0 downsides. Other than I give them access to my ports. Yeah, we could also request knowledge sharing. We will want recruitment law eventually. You don't even need to be here. This could have been an email. We're disbanding because we have our leader in charge of the army. and so that it gives us more crown power. This is the air. I think we'll grab some more characters. I don't think this is our revolt. No, it's Scania's. You know, we probably just should have put this all on auto-expand instead of shift-clicking. Would have been even better. Shift auto-expand, though. Auto-expand all. Give me that. One day. This port, this will make for a nice port. No masonry. We'll try and resolve that issue. Are we gonna get good scaling from pop promotions per 1K? Alright, let's go with this. And this. And this. The Masons will be able to expand more once we're urbanized. And so this is also going to create more demand. Largely from the nobles. Get rid of free subjects right now, too. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, I think eventually we want entry po. It just can induce spastic behavior from the AI. The construction speed's not bad. Go for something like this, and then we can cancel stuff if we have to. I think we would prefer not to backslide towards strat economy, actually. That's what we would prefer. Not the winter. Wait, don't you have a protected harbor? What gives? Why are you taking attrition, dog? Kind of just a headache. I mean, like, I like that it's simulating it, but there's like two layered things going on. Naval Governor in Kangshala. Kogala. Yeah, we could be okay. We don't currently have it urbanized though, right? Or sorry, it's not a city yet, rather. Currently the only place where we could put a governor is Riga. Which, I mean, rebuilding it is actually relatively cheap, so we probably actually just should do that. Well, actually, no, here's the issue with Riga, is that we're getting a pretty good amount of procs, like, already into here, or we will be once we actually get the boats going correctly. And it's not really pushing control to that much stuff, because we haven't annexed this stuff yet. We might want to build a spy network. Wait, why can't we build a spy network? Alright, fair enough. You wanna annex this guy or what? I wonder what fur prices look like. Furs are actually expensive. Are we actually trading furs? Are we getting rich? Chat. We might be getting rich. We hadn't done this yet because of the lumber prices. That's right. Sorry, the mason prices. Should help out. You discuss how market access is calculated relative to control. Kill was having issues with it. Yeah, so it will be really, really rough because location size matters for market access. It doesn't matter for control. And so the issue is sub-Saharan Africa has like 2 to 4 times as big location sizes as a lot of Europe. And so this means that your location density in markets has to be lower, but you still want markets bordering the capital. You can take a look at the Killer Run for where we put the markets. We tried to have as many markets on the coast as possible, but it's just generally really rough. It also, you don't overcome vegetation with roads, so vegetation and terrain both make it worse. Specifically, moving upstream rivers is actually very strong for market access. And so this is good. This is actually very nice for us in terms of like pushing up a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to make Stockholm reach some of these areas, which is unfortunate. Yeah. But roads also affect it. Roads and rivers are basically the only two things that affect it. Also, you care about the location you are going into, whereas proximity, you care about the location you are leaving. For example, this segment going into Grong from Soderbarke, it will use the Soderbarke's calculation features for the calculation here, whereas it'll be the reverse if you are doing market access, where it will instead use Grong's features. So, in theory, you do want your market on a place that's got like rough terrain. Let's say money wasn't an issue, you have a fixed sum of money, and the goal is to make more money. So I can only spend this amount of money, ever. I don't know, I would look for the urban buildings with the biggest margins, and the RGOs with the most value. I think Helsinki's in the Riga market, yeah. Did they fix winter attrition for boats? I mean, I guess it seems that you're just supposed to go protected harbor now, but it feels kind of bad. Apparently they will go back if you're patrolling them. And if you have a protected harbor, you don't have to worry about it. I think it's just you have to build protected harbors and then do this thing where you're parking the guys outside. Because, unfortunately, if you put the auto patrol on, if you use the auto patrol, the AI will not patrol you past 95. It'll only patrol you up to 95, and then it'll go home. So, it's what we call not good, not ideal. How are we getting market access up here? Where are we going through? So we're going through this area here. Going through this location too. Oh damn, we won't attrition anymore, allegedly. Alright. Allegedly. I forget what we get from religious art. It's spiritualist, right? Yeah. There's no sponsored burger art though. But yeah, this is how we will get to 100 Aristo, baby. And then set cabinet member cost getting discounted is going to be nice for us as well. Because we can get rid of the 2 members of cabinet that we have that are of poor stock. The peasants, basically. How much does it cost us now? It's still 5? Yeah, I don't want to eat 10 stab hit to do this. I guess we could afford it. This guy's old as hell. He's probably gonna die soon anyway. Oh well. Okay, so now we have all nobles and cabinets, so... Get rid of this. Why can't we get rid of this? Oh, because we have a parliament ongoing, or could you just not get rid of it? Tax exempting them is not terrible. Okay, what are we trying to do then? Could have claim on these guys. Teutonic Order. We could just use the other CB. We could request additional taxes. I guess we're kind of okay with that. It feels pretty good. We'll get a little bit more research speed. Oh, here. The best way to do this. Move 1 cog over, and then move over everything else. So we just want to leave that guy with 1 cog. And then we want to try and get over here. And since we have a protected harbor, we should be in good shape, and then we should be able to come up faster on this. I guess we also want to speed this up over here. But it seems that only 5 will do the trick for us. We want the prestige. Oh, alright, we have the prestige. Perfect. Let's accept Norwegian here while we can. And so that will finish coring. And then pull back improving opinion on a couple of these guys. Oh, it's unfortunate we can't like annex Scania the way we want to right now. This guy's all Swedish though, so we might have more control over here. Let's go for it. I think Protected Harbors lose employees when you build another, and other stuff expand RGO. Oh, we have most profitable first. You're right. We have most profitable first, not because that would allow us to push cap economy the most, rather than infrastructure the most profitable. That would make sense. Do you think early game it's worth encouraging migration to 20 to areas with 20 dev to boost your economy, rather than waiting for provinces to fill up naturally? Probably not. I think early game you're caring too much about pushing your, like, you have 2 cabinet actions and you're pushing your values, and then you generally like want to build legitimacy, so run out of options there, huh? Where do we get the additional cabinet action in this age? Sorry. No, we want another reform. Where do we get the other gov reform? It's forever. So what we will do is, when we get to the serfdom reform, I think we'll swap this out for it. Because the plan was not to stay on that anyways. Countries need to be more historic. I mean, I think this is always something that's getting worked on. If you pay for the tile you enter, how does that mean you want market on rough terrain? Because you don't pay for leaving... you do not pay for leaving the rough terrain that you're in. So in theory, we might actually move the Stockholm market, right? And if we moved it onto... If we had to... Alright, let's just kind of take a look at some locations, right? If we had to choose between, like, having it in the woods and, like, on the forest, if we put it in the forest, then we don't have to pay to move through the forest, relatively speaking. I think the best example of this is, like, Hargen. So, you have to pay more to move through mountains. You have to pay more to move through forest. You kind of want some market access down here, and you kind of want some up here. So the Hargen makes a really good location for the market, because by putting our market center on there, we don't have to travel through there. Like, I've gone through the game and somehow made things profitable, and now I don't know what to prioritize with more money. I mean, eventually you're running up the high score, right? This is the purpose of the game. I think that this is not how the average person plays it. I think these guys, we flipped them Swedish. Are they... They're mostly converted. That's so rough. I guess when we get a second... Let's try and get a second one. A second Protected Harbor. That way it's harder to brick both of them in the same season. Clear the auto-expand fork here. Did you notice that I added auto-expand to buildings like the Granary and the Marketplace? I did not. That is very nice, though. Ooh. That's going to be really nice for this run, because granaries are going to be overall a really big chunk of our growth. because we do not have benefits in the Arctic. Also think about adding auto-expand button to the buildings panel so you can turn it on based on the filtering there. You can do that in the mod. Like, through, like, this panel. Where you would just, like... Well, it looks like you can. Yeah, so maybe there's a faster way to do, like, what we're doing here. The thing about just being able to put something in and then forgetting about it is so nice, though. How close are we to... Oh, we're close to both printing press and the other one. I was thinking market access flows towards the market, which in that case means the opposite. Yeah, I mean, the arrow is moving towards the market. I mean, the way I like to think about it is just you care about... Which location you care about is the entering or exiting one. As Morocco, where's the better place for a land governor? Is Rabat at the start of the game and Taifalt next to the gold mine? Yeah, I think that you would want to be someplace kind of close to the gold mine. You could even just, like, plop it down, like, right next... Like, just put it next on the alum. If this starts out a city... I don't know if this starts out as a city. And just say, I would just want actual 100 control there. You could also try and split between the silver and the other one. Like, long-term, they're not going to be very good governor spots, but short-term, they are probably going to be pretty good. Marrakesh is probably also good in the short-term. You have, like, issues with tribesmen at the game start, so you don't really project that much proximity. You pay for where the arrows leave. Yeah. That's one way to look at it. I think that's correct. Yeah, you pay for where the arrows are leaving. That's probably the more intuitive way of looking at it. No market access flows from the market, but proximity flows to the capital. Hence market being good on a mountain and capital being bad on a mountain. Yeah, capital is apocalyptically bad on a mountain. Can't do it, won't do it. Oh, we didn't let him... Oh, wait. No, this is... Well... Too many Muscovites. The slaves. Not like this. I think eventually they get diluted out, it's fine. I think this will be okay, and then let's put the granary on auto expand now, eh? And okay, we have a bonus towards lumber. Maybe do like paper. Carpenter's Guild even. Wonder what are our trades doing here? Oh, we can put on an auto-expanding marketplace. Hot damn. Okay. What are we trading here? Still in the stock-up market. Alright, we're importing tin to resolve us not having any tin. Importing gold and silver. Are we supposed to just... And then we're exporting cannons, tools, iron, copper. That all kind of makes sense. Well, we know that we're going to have stuff in Sala up here. So maybe we're supposed to go Jeweler's Guild? It's just never profitable, though. Jeweler's Guild so that it I was thinking so it increases trade, but they're just like, the Jeweler's Guild itself's not profitable. Are we getting jewelry from the... We're probably getting jewelry from the stone jewelry. From the market villages. Oh no, we're importing it. Do we want to move the market? We will probably want to move the Lund market. and the Lubeck market eventually. What was Gondor when this place fell? I'm not sure. Paradox doesn't contact me all, but I do hope they added the base game. Yeah. I mean, like, the two things I've been squeaking my wheel about got fixed this patch, so I don't think I should be squeaky. Or I should be less squeaky. I didn't realize this gave plutocracy progress. That kind of actually helps out. Merc maintenance is probably just Merc army, but I don't know if we want the progress towards... It's probably just leave it. Yeah, it's probably just leave it. We going inward or outward? Colonial migration is nice. Crown power is really nice. We don't have that many crown power modifiers. This might be one of those situations where it's supposed to do one zig and then zag. Like, until you get more crown power modifiers, you want the crown power modifiers, but then once you have them, you have them. How are we doing globally on economy size? Really? Where's Bohemia? Do we not? What? Bohemia, why are you shitting the bed? So why is Castile so strong? Is it because trade's super caked up this patch? I'm talking about stuff like lakes being great for procs, but horrible for market access, roads not negating terrain for market access, etc. Oh, you're asking me about that? Like, why doesn't it do it? I don't know. Well, actually, so here's the thing: is roads actually do help market access. They don't negate the other stuff, and maybe they should. But there's a big reason why you can't do things exactly the same for market access as you do proximity, and that is because market access is like an international modifier. There's a bunch of markets applying to an individual location, and it's not like a national thing. Or at least I think that's the reason. As I understand it. I haven't seen a strong Bohemia this patch. Yeah, what? Why? What? Why is that? I mean, it looks like they have more location wealth generally. AI gets so many buildings now, though. I mean, I guess... Oh, you know what? Spain also really benefits from governors a lot. Boho's not even using theirs. France, too. France isn't using theirs. We're not using ours. We have two. Huge leak. Probably should have tried to avoid being in there in the winter. I made a market in Lulea, but I kind of don't think it pays back itself due to low pop area. Yeah, this is... This is, yeah, I don't think that's the spot. I think the spot is maybe, like, in here or something, where you're like... So here's the thing is, market villages don't work if you have zero market access. They don't do anything. So you need non-zero access to turn on some buildings. And so the question is what's the best way to avoid zero market access? But ideally you actually do like these mega long markets. You just wish you didn't have zero market access in the back. And so I think like the backside is actually where you want the market. And maybe like this wetlands forest, which is really big. I mean, that would give you more access, but maybe you don't even want that. Maybe you just are... You're trying to pip market access to all these locations. And so you just like say, hey, if I can make a market back here, and I'll just make some trade centers and just, I don't know, cry a lot. Because you're not going to have control back here is the issue. You don't want to actually do any meaningful production back here. You just want the RGOs, and you want the market villages. This is all you want. And I don't think it's worth putting a governor back here for all this. You just, like, to be fair, though, the wetlands is maybe where the value is, because this is going to give you iron. Which, even if you're not getting the value off of it directly, is good. So maybe, like, this is the market. Because you get to be in the middle of all the wetlands, and then you get to create market access, I think, for, like, these two markets. And then Oslo, you just... I don't know, build a road up there, eventually it kind of improves. It's probably not improving. It's like, yeah, I don't know, it's just very awkward. Castile's the only AI that builds governors in your game. Do they start with a governor? They might even start with one. Cola is good, I think. Yeah, I can dig on cola. The thing, like, what you want is actually to only have areas join the market when they have 0% market access in the other ones. And then otherwise just be completely not joining it at all. Tried putting a market in the north is the worst. Permanent starvation. There's this as well. Because you have, yeah, you don't have... You have livestock, furs, and wild game to feed the market, and I guess you do have some rivers. Sparse is a little bit rough, too. I think every location just should start with 5 dev if they're gonna make colonies finish with 5 dev. It's so weird to like have the colonies be more... Well, actually, maybe that's kind of makes sense. Feels weird just intuitively for the colonies to be doing better. Could breadbasket this. Could also breadbasket over here. What's the pop growth look like here? 0.68. It's pretty good. Rural settlement prosperity. Available free land 0.22. Yeah. Large food storage Freya. It's masonry. What does masonry look like? Alright, we have 19 demand. The burghers are exporting an ungodly amount, and we are fine on the granaries. Okay. Let's do that. I think it will give us quite a bit more pops as well. To be fair, we're slave raiding in terms of how we're handling things. Who claims on Novgorod? This guy's still... Wait, haven't these guys left the coalition? What's going on here? Oh, yes, they have. Yeah, that war looks better than this. Got a little bit of procs over there. I think we urbanized this. We did. Let's put the mason on auto expand, and then build the harbor buildings. I think we actually just want natural harbors like stone everywhere, so. So that we can stop getting borked. We're gonna need better stuff over there. Okay, these should be at 100%. For the most part, the cog isn't. It's fine. Actually, maybe let's detach the cog anyways. And send it this way. Now we're gaining over 1 a tick. I really would love to be able to like get market access up here though by like getting the naval maxed out, but that's not how it works. Do you get market access through maritime or is it roads only? Maritime presence doesn't help at all because that's a national thing for your nation. Roads are like a feature on the map. So, it is possible to feed people in the north, but a lot of investment just for food. Yeah, feels like a money effort to waste the northern end of Scandinavia. Yeah, like you don't want to build anything up here. You just want the RGOs to get maxed out, basically. I guess you do want a little bit of pop growth and demand. Like, urbanizing up here isn't actually bad, but you're urbanizing up here just to create demand to be satisfied down here, basically. And there's like... It's going to be forever until you hit the 20 dev breakpoint, so it's really not going to be too big a deal. Yeah. I don't know. Gotta remember. The AI doesn't build the bridges anymore. They don't believe in bridges. They said, well, nah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it, and honestly, I can respect the hustle. So we will build settlements everywhere we can. And also start to expand them in subjects. But like, how useful is the pop up here in the north? It's like, I don't know. The thing is like, if you have zero control, you actually like, almost, growth is like negatively good. If that makes sense. Or like economic activity. Like there's So locations within the context of like how you consider them within a market, do they either like create opportunities for value on the net, or they destroy opportunities for, or they like utilize opportunities? And what you want is, you just don't want areas of like high control to ever be utilizing opportunities. Or sorry, areas of low control, you don't want to be utilizing opportunities. You want your opportunities to be fulfilled by areas of high control. And you create an opportunity when you add food to the market. And you exhaust an opportunity when you take food out of the market. You create an opportunity when you create demand, and you exhaust an opportunity when you satisfy demand. Like, this is how you should think about markets. Not just like, oh, I want as much market access as possible, because you will exhaust opportunities before you, like, exhaust the building slots you have within a market, multiplied by, like, their output multiplied by market access, right? You will build yourself into unprofitable buildings before this happens. I think we'll just go for this. Try and wait. I mean, we have the tech waiting right now, though. I think we're just gonna go for this. And then grab the... So right to the burgers, I think, give us the most income. What are we currently taxing the burgers at? 34 ducats off of 36% tax, so they increase tax by about 12 if we curtail the burgers. Early on, kind of keen on the one that gives you prod efficiency, but I think late game the trade efficiency one's probably the best. Trade efficiency applies in such a silly way. It applies, like, to the price of the sell good, the good that you're selling. So like this here. Alright, we have 7.5% trade efficiency, right? The way that the trade good is applying, it's applying to the price here, not the margin between the sell price and the buy price, which the margin's like 5. It's applying on this 11. And so this is producing like nearly a ducat of value, because it's 7.5% of 11.39, and almost all the profit is like created by our trade advantage, because we just have kind of shit opportunities for trade out of Stockholm. This, like, we don't have a lot of demand ourselves, and we're not right on top of other people having demand. And this is one of the reasons why this region's not very strong to play in, is because, like, it's not like there's a ton of demand right down here either. Like, if you're next to Italy, that helps out a lot. But we're not next to Italy. And when you look at the dev isn't super high, and, like, the cross-section of dev and pop, there's, like, there's a dead zone to the north. There's kind of like a dead zone over here. There's a little bit going on in North Germany, but it's not that great. So, like, okay, our trades suck. But that 2.5% trade efficiency would make the value of all of our trades go up by quite a lot. But the way that trade efficiency should work, in my opinion, is the value should be like 4x or something. And then they should only apply at the margin. So rather than applying at this 11.39, it should be this 11.39 minus this. It should apply at that, at a much higher rate. So that would actually make us more money right now, but this would make it so that you can't just... there's like a big opportunity here for trade. It's nearly like twice the price. But in instances where you're buying a good for 10, you're selling it for 10, and then you're getting a bunch of free money off the tax efficiency, this wouldn't be possible anymore. Yeah. Some GWiz info did not look at the Vasterbottom and the most habitable location in one province. Vasterbotten? What? Oh, you know, our places that are actually getting dev, though? These are places that, our subjects that are getting the most dev. Oh, they're all vassals now. They've been unfiefed. No. So this happens eventually. Okay. But I was gonna say our fiefdoms that have this. Actually, maybe this is an argument for monarchy. The fact that if you go admiral regime, you can force architectural visionaries. They might still have to be a crown character, though. But, quick look at Vasterbottom with the most, habitable locations. This is, like, kind of the one in the north? Yeah. It's still... I mean, we could dev it, but it's, like... It's got a bunch of kind of not very good resources. But dev province on here is an idea. The other province is just way better. The one with 17 that's in India. We're getting a decent amount of dev here though now. It's coming up. So demand is starting to get created. I think we're satisfying the demand a little bit. Is this very profitable? I guess that is pretty profitable. It's kind of okay. I don't know if that makes us money or loses us money. The margins, like, when the margins get really small, they start losing you money. But, what year does Calamity and Exchange end? I think it just is the 100-year period. I played Vigi Energar, connecting you getting your cabinet increased province control, and the southern province is cracked. Yeah, this is what we did on our run. How do you make sense of the opportunities you have in terms of supply and demand? How do you make sense of the opportunities you have in terms of supply and demand? Well, the thing that's driving a lot of the demand for us is going to be the nobles and the burghers. Who's jacking this up in the map? The heat map. Alright, these guys, fair enough. And when we create towns, this creates this upgrade. So actually, what we probably should be doing is upgrading more towns. But we have it scaling per pop, too. It's actually not scaling all that hard per town. 26? Wait, we have... Yeah, okay. So our towns have way more nobles, and those nobles have a lot of demand. And also our towns are going to have way more clergy. The heat map's, like, not really looking quite right. Yeah, where the highest pop areas are going to have the most because the spiritual is scaling. And then also burghers. So specifically as we add trade, we create a lot of demand specifically because the burghers don't produce things. Although if we're importing, it reduces. And so we should be urbanizing things without necessarily having the intention of building stuff there. That's why we have a lot of like stuff that's urbanized that just doesn't actually have many... Like, we don't need another town to be able to build more stuff, but the stuff that we do have is, like, the profit is so low on it that building it can actually decrease the amount of tax base we are getting because it decreases the prices, which makes this stuff less profitable. But when we upgrade to a town and city and this type of stuff, we get we get all these possible promotions. And then we also make eligible, specifically, the ones that we get scaling from spiritualists and the ones we get scaling from aristocracy. So also maxing out these values is really important, too. And so, like, if the urban locations back here are really nice, because, okay, they're not going to be useful because we want to build this stuff, but it's just, okay, we just created promotions and it's infrastructure and it's whatever. And building trade centers here also will add more dudes. It doesn't have a ton of market access, or the value of the market access here is not that high, but this will also create demand within the market too. The thing is we don't have a very easy time satisfying the demand for this stuff. But okay, it creates demand for cloth and paper and this type of stuff. And the things that we can produce really well are like furniture and paper and books and this type of thing. So we are going to hit it off really hard when we get in on some of this tech over here. Like the printer shop and stuff. But I digress. We're trying to think what we want to get here. There's also a giant province in China with good RGOs, but I forget how many locations there are. I don't remember there being anything in China that was like 15 plus. Wouldn't it be better to create a new market at the top where the access is below 40%? Not necessarily. So like, if we create a new market and the market, for example, pulls this location out, we will pull out the demand that is created by these pops out from this market, which we'd prefer it to be in the Stockholm market. And then when we satisfy that demand locally within this market, then we are satisfying it with in a place where we have much less control. And we would much prefer to satisfy it in locations where we have a lot more control, because we will only get 30% of the value from wealth that's produced here, whereas we'd get a much higher percentage here. And so this is creating a profitable opportunity, but it's not a very good place at capitalizing a profitable opportunity. We don't want to like produce carpentry back here, even though they have a carpentry input, because that's oh well, I mean, it drives up demand for lumber is actually kind of okay for us at this juncture, but yeah, maybe that's what we should do. Is we should just push a bunch more carpentry and just look to export it. Currently, it's not being exported. I don't think the base price is that high, but I think that this is one of the goods that, yeah, now is 0.5. So we could export it a little bit. In theory. It's our worst trade. It's not too bad, actually. So this has lumber and some of this other stuff. Maybe we go carpentry? Carpentry really sucks to do in other countries or in other areas. So let's add this. So when we add the Carpenters Guild, we are using up opportunities created by our production of lumber. And we are creating an opportunity like downstream for trade, but it's such that like we would not want to build these carpenters up in the north, even if it's going to produce the same amount of goods. That is, have the same market access, because we would rather expend the opportunity in an area with higher control. But it also creates opportunities because we're also adding burgers to the market, right? Still, I'm trying to have really high prod efficiency in general is going to be something that's useful. So here, we're going to look to have either a Tailor's Guild or spinners. But yeah, most of our stuff's just so marginal right now. I think that it's possible that we just like Republic's just like still better. Hey Playmaker, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Someone told me you were playing EU4 instead of EU5. I think a couple days ago. Do you know how many content creators have moved back to EU4? Or is that just like scratching an itch? I think there's been a bit of growing pain on this patch in general. Vassals no longer use the dev. They said vassals don't dev their province, but they lied. The game, we just see them dev it. Does plutocracy suck now without the burger scaling? Yes, absolutely. And the nobles consume like 10 times as much goods, but they consume a lot more RGO based goods. So I don't think it's that good a replacement. Hey Rufcia. Rufcia, how's it going? Play pattern I've subscribed to in my last few runs is always devoting Diplo to spy on the Papal States and steal tech the entire game. We can try that. Papal States is like over here somewhere. They're like There we go. There we go. Just kidding. We can't do that. We're annexing 3 guys right now, though. Yeah, that'll do it. I don't like exploiting having the remaining... Like, in theory, you should run, like, negative, but I don't like doing it. I have a question. How do you change the market language on your market? It's complicated. It's complicated because... jeez. I don't think we have a hotkey for it. It is complicated because you have to get your burgers... Oh, there's percentages now. Oh, baby. Talk about burying the lead. This is a sweet map mode. I didn't see a note for that at all. Where's the languages in? Okay. Is there really not a market language? That's unfortunate. I guess, is it on the markets? Okay, the market language is based on the language of the largest language group of the burghers that are there. So if you have a bunch of burghers speaking Scandinavian, then it'll make your market language Scandinavian. In order to change this, however, you would need to assimilate more burghers to be Scandinavian. However, they will not assimilate if they are not speaking the market language. Therein lies potential issues. So what you need to do is you need to assimilate peasants and then promote the peasants to burghers so that you can overwhelm and become the majority of the language there. I think we're Scandinavian kind of in these 3 and then not as much here. But these guys, the people that we've, these guys should not be able to convert everyone to Swedish. I don't know why they can. I was talking about this with actually someone the other day. Apparently your subjects can convert everyone, but you can't. So there's, yeah. Flurry's back to playing EU4. Yeah, that's another one. I think EU4 is more fun right now, mostly to do with UI war. That's fair. I think if war's your business, that certainly makes sense. If war is your game, war never changes, except when it does. Got a couple annexations going. EU5 was just a phase. Nah. I think that EU5, like, a lot of systems need, like, reworking, but... I don't know, there have definitely been, like, things in this patch that I've been frustrated about. This will get cored. Right? Right? Yeah. Because we culture converted them. Our subjects. We have a spy network in the Teutons. I think our plan was for a religious war. It's not a phase, Mom. I'm recording EU5 right now anyways. What are you cooking? Oh, there was something like World Conquest-y related that I wanted to tell you, but I've completely forgotten. Oh, it's, someone on Reddit, like, speedrun killing 1 million pops with Teamer, which would maybe be an interesting thing to do. I think EU5 needs to fix combat for its military stuff. That stuff needs to be fun. You mean you don't just want to run up the amount of ducats in your treasury up to 1 million plus? And beyond? You mean you don't just go feral for that? Terrible. I wonder if Scania is getting faster for us to annex. We really would be so much better with it. We could just back-to-back the things. I think maybe we go for the trade efficiency. On Rights of the Burghers. Which is not one that I've rushed before. I think that the trade efficiency might be worth more than the max tax. Actually, we make so much iron. We probably are supposed to just go for right for the iron output into Rights of the Burghers. Actually, wait, let's think about this. I also would like to... No, we're gonna... I think it's maybe themey, but we're gonna go right for that. And then we'll go for the iron. Just kidding. Actually, it's probably the iron first, even still. Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, war is so much better in EU form. What do I do if I have a bunch of burghers in the wrong language? Do I demote by removing buildings? You could do this, I guess. What? Why are we losing ships? Bro. We have protected harbor, my guy. That harbor is protected. Stranger danger. Alright, well... You mean sieging a crippling amount of forts decades after you wiped out an enemy fort? Oh, they've removed... Is it because they removed assault? Is that like the issue? Like assault is basically not a mechanic right now, right? I don't like assaulting because I don't like killing off a bunch of my pops, but like it's just too much of a absolute wood chipper. The integration part, oh yeah, also new integration where you have to culture convert all your subjects, and you like, yeah, where you use subjects makes it not as fun as I wish it was. Sweden's so strong when it comes to iron, yeah. We just have like a bunch of iron plus the bog iron smelters. Maybe we just actually should be expanding the bog iron smelters a bit more. When we looked at it, the like number one thing was the coal. Maybe we should just be working on that more. So what do we have here? Let's come in here. And let's go charcoal kiln and put it on auto expand. Charcoal kilns really aren't making that much money. That might be because we just don't have much control there. Let's bailiff that up. Bailiffs also create demand. What do they create demand for? Paper and tools. And weapons. Kind of not exactly how we would have drawn it up. Tar kiln's kind of an annoying ass building. And then not good yet. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. Trust me. Trust me. They're gonna be good as soon as we get that iron tech. I'm EU5's biggest problem with the AI doing silly things right now. The combat ain't great right now. The events are repetitive and shallow, and pop-ups are annoying, and the AI can't do sensible things. Interesting. I don't know if I think it, well... I think that one of the problems is like, what bothers me is like, generally a little bit divergent from what bothers the average EU4 player. And maybe my opinion is not very valuable for the sake of development on the game. I think I understand the game pretty well, but I think, like, for me, assaulting forts should just be apocalyptic. Like, you just, like, shouldn't maybe not have to take the forts. In EU4, you don't get penalized for not taking the fort. Integration in EU4, click core all. EU5, create subject, culture convert, improve relations, diplo annex. Just way more buttons is, like, your core issue. It is a lot of button clicks. Ooh. I mean, I guess we're gonna stop expanding right now then. I mean, we haven't been, kind of, really. I'm gonna try and keep these annexations going. And flip some people Swedish, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, this is, like, the exact thing he's complaining about. Do we have 100 presents here? We do not. What is that in? Okay. I guess we'll add a couple barks. Cause like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what annoys me right now, other than like, well, I think the economy is like way too fast. It's like way too easy to get money. As the least of Vigianagar, forts weren't a huge issue, just assault with 70k regulars. The real solution. Modern problems require modern solutions. I mean, we're coming up with the... We should maybe just be paying for way more boats. The boats also create demand. We're just poor, though. Everything in EU5 is too front-loaded. The values just result in uninteresting gameplay. I think that estate privileges should evolve more over time, and I would love for it to be the case that you're pushed into certain values early on in the game, like serfdom and let's call it traditionalism. You're pushed in that direction early on, even though the alternative is better because you have privileges and stuff that are just too good to pass up, and then over time you get more laws, which you already get more laws, but you also get more estate privileges, and this allows you to break out and push values in the other direction. I think that would be more interesting. I think that like this, like I'm not a fan of like the whack-a-mole game trying to perfectly balance all values, like from a design perspective. And I thought about making a video on this, but I think that it would be way more interesting if this was more of a long-term thing, if Parliament was more of a long-term thing, if Parliament forced you off of these values a bit more and stuff like this. But, like, really, just the thing is like, every age you should be unlocking new privileges and they should kind of change what you can do. But it doesn't. This man is strict. Where was Gondor when that Vestfold fell? EU4, you can take forts and don't get the plus 100% war score cost. Yeah, I mean... I think being able to occupy some random stuff and then, like, grab stuff, like, that has nothing to do with it can be, like, a bit silly sometimes, though. So I hear you, but... But at the same time, it's like, sometimes it just feels really tedious. I think if you have, like, if you've occupied, like, the capital, and you've occupied, like, locations in that area, or that region, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be that province, but if you've occupied, like, at least one fort in an area, let's say, would probably be the way I would want it throttled, but rather than just completely unlimited. We're gonna lay these down even though we don't have the discount yet, because it's taking us a while to get the discount. We put a bunch of stuff on auto-expand, but it's not auto-expanded. Is this... no, just kidding. Yeah. We don't have any money. We can just chill on the money, let the money come up, catch up on the chat. Bribing forts should be an option. I also think there should be more fort levels. Like, the fact that you can't build, like, the lower fort levels irks me. And that there's not... like, for 2/3 of the game, you don't get another fort level. Like, the next fort level you get is an H4. We need the minus 90% fort maintenance multiplayer turtle meta. Yeah. The multiplayer meta is just probably, like, really grim with the minus 90% maintenance fort spam. More buttons for the same function. Money's too easy, war's too easy, peace deal's too easy, combat too easy. Ships stop building during the winter. Womp womp. We hate to see it. But actually... we also could use roads for dev. We have, like, the kind of some of the key provinces, but these places aren't going to get the roads. Unless we build them. Like Varnum and this type of stuff, because they're bordering the lake. The lake says, nah, dog, we're good. So we'd have to come here and build through there. Which... let's get a couple of those down right now. You can use DS Vault on your subject's neighbors, making the whole coring loop bothersome. Oh, we forgot. We wanted to grab CB on this guy. I think we'll go for that. And then I think we don't need this. Why is my confirm button not working? What? Like the sticky key problem? I think it's a sticky key problem. We'll try the steel tech thing. Although I don't think that's going to be really that effective considering we have like all the tech. We'll reinvest a little bit in stab. Actually, maybe this is how we should get more stab. Just found Egypt, who was naval hegemon with 5k eco. Half their ships were carracks in the age of absolutism. It's probably a lot of carracks. Let's detach the damaged ships and try and continue to bring this up. It has been a struggle bus though. Why are you getting damaged with the protected harbor, bro? I hope that this fixes the issue. If it's not, I'm gonna be big sad. I think we'll make this guy head of cabinet. Wait, what? Do we not have head of cabinet? Oh, he is head of cabinet. Yeah, okay, fine, fair enough. I think we had to deslot the thing then. Oh, the requirements aren't met. Can you really just not take that out once you put it in? Okay, well the wild game output's kind of nice. We could take that out and put it back in, I guess. We're not that close to the point, so maybe we just chill for now. I think it's this, because we're not at 100 yet. Well, we're kind of into getting dev right now. Or not dev, stab. Alright, well, we want to pass this, so... Oh, that gives us minus research, though. Alright, we hope we don't low roll here. Serfdom and free subjects being a value is kind of crazy. Basically, to be an institution, rooting out serfdom should be the result of serious pushback from the nobility, but extremely good for state power. Like, proportion of burghers and laborers to, like, peasants also could maybe be a way of doing it. Like, as a manifestation of something else that happens in game. Like, Vicky 3 is really good at that type of thing. In general. Super. Do you have any maps? Oh, Western Sahara. Hell yeah, brother, I guess. Not sure why you have that, but sure. The big issue many EU4 players want resolved with EU5 is too powerful and too fast and never want to play that game. They fail to resolve this. To be fair, having low control is more punishing than it was before. It's still not I think as punishing as it should be, but it is worse. But it also, like, I don't know, the overall pacing of the game is, like, kind of slow as well. I don't know the best. I think that the thing is like, I think it's a clicks thing, though. We don't even have the action. Lakes in Sweden are so strong, the rivers, it's so awesome. Yeah, this is our proximity map mode. Forming Denmark, Norway before forming Scandinavia thing. I don't know if we could do it as Sweden. I'd have to check what rank we are. But I know as Norway you can form Denmark. I don't know if we are the correct, like, size for that, basically. Even with infrastructure then most profitable, it's still not doing these correctly. Oh, that's so disappointing. Bro, and now you're frozen in the ice. Or it's just not working correctly. Or it's more than 5% attrition. Just more than 5% attrition. But why is our thing not applying? Why don't we have... Do we actually have to bring it home? We actually have to micro it back. But no, this one's in port. What gives? Severe winter plus 10. Dude. God, this is so miserable. Yeah, I mean, this might be, maybe this is the one spot where we... Because it's definitely, like, worse up there. That we tell it to patrol the sea zone. And we give it a few more boats than it needs, and it can come back and repair constantly, I guess. And we just accept that it's never going to be 100, it's just going to be 95, because the AI won't patrol to 100. What are you doing? Yeah, okay, so they immediately go to repair. Fair enough. Laws should also be more dynamic. Country has the same laws in ATE. Yeah, so this is one of the things is like the laws and the values and the privileges don't feel like systems that evolve over time. They just feel like something you deal with at the start and then you never take a look at it again. X3 antagonism. Antagonism shouldn't be a discount modifier though. It's too light switchy. But yeah, it's significantly increasing it would be okay. I don't think we want to start a massive war right now. I do think we're gonna try and annex this guy though, next war we do. I just wish we were in a better position for this. From the perspective of... let's maybe farm a couple more characters. I wish we were in a better position. Oh, I completely blanked out. Sorry, for once we control this territory, we can just hold on to it and then form this. We're still 160 off. Kind of making a good amount of money though. Let's colonize some more. We already are colonizing more. Well, I mean... what does this give them? Who all is involved on their side? Oh shit, this is huge. Wait, what? Why is England in there? England, what are you doing, Step England? What is this about? Well, I think every navy is gonna need to park. I'm pretty sure they will have a bigger navy than us, no? Just kidding, England doesn't believe in boats. Unfortunately, is there one choke point C zone? I don't think there is. Is this it? This should be able to beat anything they throw at us. We can't put anyone in charge unless we want them to become heir, unfortunately, but we can just let the navy with no commander take care of it. And I guess we can probably keep England from landing. London's not the capital as well. Well, my mischievousness might be afoot here. Alright. I think we raised levies still, though. Just kind of from the main spots. And... let's Merc too. Flanders probably has tier 2 guys. Yeah, but not a lot. So I'm trying to focus up a little bit right now. Normandy is what we recruited from before that had a bunch of tier 2s, yeah. I think this is kind of okay. For what we want. And then... we'll do that. You should have to constant battle with your estates. Yeah, that's what I would really want to see, is just overall Parliament and estates become a lot more interesting, and part of that would be the overhaul of values and government reforms and laws. Like, the internal political stuff, I think, is one of the areas in which you would probably have the easiest time improving it, and it has, like, the most room for improvement at the same time. And so, like, that's what I would want to see, but... yeah. After owning 25% of the Earth by 1590 was Antag, yeah. I don't know exactly where the bar should be, too, with some of this stuff. I think we'll come here. Because to be fair... okay, what's this? Oh, that was conscripts we had raised that we should know. Sussy conscripts. Maybe we should hunt out England's fleet. We probably should slow down and try and pay attention to that specifically. Wow, why do we have so much conscripts? I guess we just never chilled out for a while. I don't think levies are bad at the game, I just don't agree with them from a simulation perspective. I don't have as strong an opinion on levies, I think. Just in general. Actually, let's link up and then split up. I think we're gonna take this guy for a ride, to be honest. Teutonic Orders... oh no. Who's disloyal? We have to keep them from getting occupied. Very specifically. I just wanted to have more guys closer to England. Kind of where I was thinking with this initial... thing. We could send the conscripts over to deal with the Teutonic Order. I think we get military access though, so I think we'll continue to walk down. Trying to keep an eye out for like a landing squad, because we do not want like 40k landing squad sitting on our face. That is in fact that shit I don't like, but do we have... we have movement through them. We don't want to get too far ahead of these guys. I think we gotta clear out the zone for our subjects here. Yeah. Like, antagonism needs to get the same treatment that proximity did, I think. Because it's just like 0 or super a ton. In the U4, you make 1 ducats a month by like 1700s the game. This is like 1500s. Yeah, but does it have like the same purchasing power? Is it like necessarily comparable? Because like the metric should be when you get to the point where you just never run out of money again is probably a better metric than like 1k ducats. Like the point where you're like, okay, I have so much money, there's nothing I want to spend money on that would make sense for me to try and spend money on, type of thing. See, who's controlling that fleet such that we can't do this? What? Still trying to keep an eye out for England. Yeah, we should just be crushing them in those. We could use more of the supply carts. Specifically, the HRE like encourages supply cart dependence. I think we'll actually just detach a siege and then split and then send the bigger one over to Rupin. The smaller one here. You just actually supply food. I think we're gonna be a douchebag here and just take London. And just say, that's our new naval capital, bro. Actually, I'm not sure we can fight England that easily if we do that. To hold on to it. Naval attrition modifier only applies when you're in port. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it should apply when you're not in port, just because the clicking... Severe winter is why my Sweden games become Lubeck games. Yeah. The simulation... So, if the clicking involves making a decision, I think then it's fine to add clicking. If the clicking does not involve a decision and just involves, like, tedious micro, it should not be, like, a thing, basically. Oh! We do have tribesmen! Look at that! We now have the tribes estate. I think the communalism's like kind of the only one. Expand farming's not dead, but it's not great. It's mainly the satisfaction that's worth more. Yeah. I'm not sure that sticks in anyways. Just gonna keep one around. I don't know what England's doing, man. I like don't want to push on with like all the army to fight these guys. But I'm trying to keep an eye on England. Okay, I saw a 3K stack. So we'll come this way. Maybe I should just set this guy on patrol and forget about it. And just say, like, dog patrol these. Just that stuff. Seems to have no penalty. They are the hegemon, though. We are ticking. Alright, we can handle that. Bunch of random OPMs down here. Oh, just kidding. It's the Teutonic Order just randomly down here. My bad. Was not familiar with your game. Wait, what? Did we really lose that? We could try and find another character with, like, good traits. I guess we could just walk this army back up to deal with whatever the 5K that's coming about is. Or wherever they're going. I think limits of EU4 are in place, are good, such as overextension, which basically limits the amount of land you can take. Subject capacity is like 5 subjects. Well, I think that this is maybe not as restrictive as it should be. I think it should scale up a lot more with their strength. And feel like a modifier you actually want. The situation with land and naval governors is a little unclear. Am I correct in understanding that land can only be obtained through researching technology and naval only through the value? What? You start with 1 land governor, you get 2 through technology, you get another from becoming an empire. And the navals are only through government reforms, yeah. I don't think this is the disloyal guy. No, it's not. Crazy work. Can't believe we lost that, man. They like only have the heavies and we have the same amount of heavies plus galleys. Feels like we shouldn't have lost it. Are these going straight for the capital? Yeah, maybe. Cool. Could maybe try and catch him again. Right? Am I not, like, seeing something? It's just 3 carracks and a bunch of transports. Maybe we can try and catch it. Where are you going, bud? Alright, well, we're not catching that with our army just, like, running after it, then. So... let's just do this. That feels like not the correct choice for them. Alright, I guess we'll go back here. Try and keep an eye on the navies, I guess, a little bit. Glad that wasn't England getting escorted through, though. England actually has a scary amount of dudes. I think Catholic is good now because of the Emperor ship. Interesting. I don't know. Parliament used to be the 5-year cooldown free money button. You've never liked Parliament, though. You don't want it improved, you just want it removed. You're just a Parliament hater. Yeah, I mean, like, but, like, the issue is that Parliament's only really interesting the first 50 years, and then it starts, like, really kind of dropping off. This guy got maps. He's got maps. Maybe we can grab a little bit more. Actually, what are we doing? We researched the text so we could find the new world. We should find it. Give us a character with decent strength that's not super old and just gonna die on the expedition. There we go. That should be good for us. Yeah, super chuffed that they just didn't decide to randomly start taking all of our territory everywhere. Would have been frustrating if they did. The man's still grinding? Yeah, I think that we probably wanted to end the stream like about an hour ago. In theory. But now it's gonna be like, oh, I want to finish this war. Wait. He's going for independence. So white peace keeps him as a subject, right? I think we could just take a bunch of stuff off of other people. I mean, I don't know if England's the best person to grab stuff off of, but boy oh boy do I really want to put my naval governor in London. I think taking all this stuff probably makes more sense. Porque no los dos, though. That's Spanish for I want it all. Yeah, that's what I mean. It feels later in EU4 hitting that. Just nominally in terms of years or game percentage time. It's like also like a smaller game, so it should in theory be even further back. I think we can try and get a little bit more. Playing Austria, if I randomly get invited by a pope to join a coalition against Naples, I just annex them all in one war, maybe 3 people coalition. So you use the pope to get an insane OCB. I mean, I guess that's one way to make a Catholic good. Interesting. Guess we go to Danzig. I think there's a market to be made somewhere over here too. So we could just grab stuff and make a market, but that would be a huge boon to these guys in the short term. Let's actually just get on the siege, huh? Oh, I'm not paying attention. God damn it. I think I let in something I could have stopped. Hopefully that wasn't our really good guy. No, it wasn't. Wasted 5 legitimacy. I've got some news for you, brother, about wasted legitimacy. Wee. Right, this is just a bunch of transports. Surely it doesn't matter to the extent. Surely we win that. It's 3 KX and a transport. Okay, this is going a little bit more, yeah, like I had anticipated. And then let's go back to repairs after that. You don't necessarily have to take the stuff off of England. I think that probably doesn't make much sense at this phase. Maybe it does. Hey, I want it improved. Parliament. Thank you for the parenthetical aside when I'm behind. That way, like, I know exactly what you're talking about. They gotta fix CBs ASAP. Long-term swapping antagonism for something that causes hostility towards regional hegemons would be easy. Yeah, I mean, like, so against human players get uncomfortable when you start getting big. And that's probably, like, how it should work. Like, they should be like, whoa, I don't like this. Like, you know? I want no part of this. This is crazy. I am gonna tear my hair out, though, in regards to, like, trying to actually get the procs up here. I think the level of micro we've had to do to try and do the boats has been spectacularly unfun. Oh, there's England finally showing up. Everyone say hi, England. I don't know if you remember me DMing you on Discord about Lithuania, but comparing my outcomes expansion-wise and econ-wise. That was a while back. Lithuania's way stronger start than Sweden. I don't have Lithuania in the rankings, though, like, at all. The thing is, Sweden has better content than Lithuania. So, like, you're fighting, like, uphill on the feature of, like, as Sweden, you could just, to some degree, like, conquer Lithuania. But Sweden doesn't have a lot of pops. I think on most of the categories, like, in terms of the country rankings, on most of the categories that aren't related to content, like, Sweden is just scoring awfully. Like, just real bad. And it's only their content that makes them kind of score somewhat okay. How many boats are here? These just a bunch of transports? Yeah, it is. I still think we want to repair up, though. A little surprised he doesn't come back. Maybe he is coming back. I guess if there's nothing he can do about it, he should just base race. That feels like a lot of antagonism. I can't decide what regions in the Netherlands to have as fiefdoms. Control networks and governors have made it really easy to have good control everywhere. Luxembourg's the only place you lack. Yeah, I mean, I think eventually you kind of want to annex everything, but you probably want to be capable of, like, deciding where you want the governors with the understanding that you're going to move them later. Like, honestly, we probably should just build our naval governor in Riga Because we're not annexing Scania yet. Yeah, let's just do that. Because they're so cheap to just move around. And it's just super whatever, so we're just gonna slap one down. I don't know if we get full value out of it, but we're annexing people here, so... Nice, I guess. Measured Google Earth, Cyprus sailed 7,500 kilometers just to get the smoke. What's the best army count, do you think? Pure infantry or balanced army? Well, when I was taking a look at it, like, infantry, this was before infantry just got nerfed. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think that it's probably enough. You want the combined arms bonus. So enough of the other units to give combined arms bonus. And so you probably want just below 50% infantry, and then enough, I think you need 10% of the other categories to do the other stuff, so I think in theory it's 10% 10% auxiliaries, 10% cannons, 30% cav, and 50% infantry just for winning battles. But maybe you want less cavalry and more cannons, and also later on, cannons get better. By 1444, I had everything east of Poland and Moldova as a subject in the Urals, and generalist is better than me eco, so I'm surprised why Sweden... I'm surprised his Sweden is so weak. Hey, what? Come on, man. I think that Sweden is more, like, about scaling than actually being strong at the start, because, like, at the start you, like, don't have pops. We kind of have pops now, we kind of have dev now, but we'd have way more pops than dev otherwise. It's just a coalition CV. Oh, but you get all the antag because you're a Christian. You want to go conciliatory to max that out, right? That way you take more antagonism. General's playing like a 793 in England right now. Danelaw. I'm not sure what he's coming for here. He's coming for cutting him off from supplies? It's gonna be a big battle. Just kidding, it's a small battle. Okay. Alright. I hear you. Are we gonna get some weird shuffle back and forth thing? Cyprus? It's like disappointed, but Cyprus. Cyprus? Okay, I guess we gotta reoccupy that. Would make AE scale more population you own already be a good solution? Oh, whoa. We took out a loan. I think let's turn that off. I wish I paused and asked you. I guess we can't stop paying him mid-battle, that'd be kind of awkward, huh? It's probably okay. Why are we... 24 on the Mercs. Navy maintenance is really high, too. Yeah, and we're just not actually getting very much from it. all the wealth is right here. Yeah, maybe it's a trap. For now, at least. I wonder if, we're doing more. Yeah, we're trading more furniture. Okay, I mean, I think we're just gonna save up to pay off our loan, so. Go coastal forts and give maximum proximity. I don't think coastal forts help you out with proximity unless I'm grossly mistaken. We're not even researching the tech. Yeah, I mean, they give you maritime presence. Oh, is it the idea that you do this so you don't have to build a bunch of navy? We don't really mind the maintenance for guns and the other stuff. We kind of hate tar maintenance, though. We also don't have the tech. It would have to research several techs to get to it. I think this is more the contributing factor. I think 20% combat infantry power for Sweden is a little OP. Yeah. I mean, like, if the question is whose, like, capital location is better when you consider, like, proximity, development, geography, like, these types of things, like, Lithuania definitely wins. Well, actually, in terms of what they start with, yeah, Lithuania is the winner. Stockholm, I actually think, is really good for projecting control just, like, all throughout the Baltic just by itself. I think over here's Kongala's a little bit better, but I think it's pretty marginal. The 500 stack is gonna haunt our dreams. Actually, this might cause us to have to end the war. He's gonna run through us. Well, we could grab the northern portions instead, and grab... No, just kidding. Who's the co-belligerent here? We could grab just London location. Pretty sure we annex him as well. And try and restore some of these provinces. We'd really want this. That seems like maybe it's bridged too far. Big part of that is we do have the... I just want to do this before we start. This guy's just going to slowly run over us. We have no subject armies in the region, and we have, like, no forts. Oh, maybe if he just sits on the Oslo fort, we're okay. Wow, I came in so late. I got bad news. We're about to wrap up once this war is over. Why is tar a big deal when an infinite lumber had it, to be honest? I mean, I think that Lithuania is better than I used to think it was as well, because I think that iron's better than I thought it was before. But... And Lithuania is kind of in an okay spot iron-wise. But, like, Poland just straight up has better content, like, as well. Well, the important thing is I don't, like, on my rankings list, I don't have Lithuania ranked. Like, at all. So it's not necessarily... Yeah, although... Oh, not that. We wanted this. Like, this is just... Do we have Lithuania on the map? Alright. So tolerance, some attraction speed. Noble levy size is not really that good. Wheat output, crown power, okay. Alright, that's just an infinite regress. I don't know how good that is, so that might be kind of okay. Research speed in H5 is just kind of bad. Army morale, 15%. And then max tax for peasant state. This is decent. This is solid. Okay. Sweden's also going to have content. They're a tier 2 country. But just right off the bat, infantry power 20%. Okay, okay. Peasant estates at 5%. Extra government reform. Discipline 5%. Iron output 10%. Proximity speed. I don't know how good the copper coins thing. I think it's kind of just a push. Manpower gets a unique unit that's gonna have a bit more combat speed and initiative, probably whatever. A bit more movement speed too. Maybe you could zip around with just only those units, probably not. This is much more appealing. Morale damage taken 20%, yeah. And then tools output, very strong, and this isn't even a tier... this isn't even an age 6, 10% tools output, and then copper output, you really don't get that many copper output modifiers, so this is kind of nice, although you have plus 400% on that one copper mine, so it doesn't really help that out much. And then raw materials output, just like, yeah, I think that one's like actively bad, but we slot out that one. This is okay, but it's not as good as it used to be, and so it's like, okay. Like, Sweden's content is just so much better than Lithuania's, it's not close. Just booted up a new game and compare. Sweden pops 600k, Lithuania 900k. If you want a pagan RP campaign, do a pagan Lithuania at some point. Yeah, that would be more RP. I think Norse is not that anti-RP, but also I think that I do... Maybe I will play the Lithuania though, because or maybe the Teutonic Order actually, because I do want to take a closer look just in general in the region. I don't know Ruthenia, Baltic, and Russia all that well, like regionally, and so this is what's been holding me back from making the Eastern Europe video. Oh, I guess the Urals too. Don't forget the removing pagan content, you get 2% attrition on enemies. Yeah, I mean, that's super attractive for multiplayer right now. I feel like that will get changed though. But yeah. I think that I think you really want some source of attrition in multiplayer right now. Which is just kind of an insane metagame. Alright, this getting conquered is gonna be nice for us. Oh, and they just leave? Perfect. Love to see it. I just didn't want to get everything occupied. Let's take him out. You don't go anywhere. Sit down! Just stay there, bud. We have like multiple loans, right? But we might be able to separate piece them for quite a bit. Breathing down their neck a little bit here. I think we could even split up. think we'll pass. Yeah, we don't have access through Poland, we only have access through the other guys. Wonder if there's like what the interaction looks like exactly. In regards to we don't actually need that. That's not finishing a province. This is finishing a province though. So I guess this is kind of what we want here. Maybe this is just a pipe dream. This they are willing to accept. Where does the market go here? Does it go here? I think it goes where the capital is for them. Now, does that cost extra in tag because it's part of the HRE? What's your favorite nation to play? Oh, I don't know. I kind of like playing in Iberia, though. I really like colonizing, even though I think it's got some issues right now. I colonize almost every game, so it's kind of, just as a region, Western Europe. It's maybe the more straightforward way of thinking about it. We're gonna take a save, because I'm not 100% sure. We don't want to lose our subject here, but I'm pretty sure that we maintain the status quo where they are our subject if we don't take anything off of them. And other than separate piecing, I think this is the best option. Which I think will take forever. I think we want to get these guys back on the field and stuff. And I don't think we want really that much more than this. We just want the market center, a new subject to release, and passing off the complete course to the areas we want to annex anyways. So let's go with this. And then integrate London. Do that, and then here we already have Courland, right? Guess we can feed this for him to. We're gonna get that through. We're gonna get that cord soon enough here, actually. Hold on to Riga. Nice little war. Antag is still looking sus, and we keep this guy as a subject. The main idea. Let's link up, keep the ruler in charge, so we'll be making a lot more money once the kind of stuff clears. Hopefully we're not backsliding. I don't think we're backsliding off name. Oh, we are. Very slightly. So now that he has a trait that we'd rather him not have. He started out the way of the boat and now he's forgotten his ways. Excuse me. And yeah, kind of expensive for us, but okay. We should be making more money next tick, because we should have more crown power. Not as much more as I was thinking we were going to hit. Wow, we're really not making a lot through trade. Oh, look at the London market. I was curious that England is... Doesn't Lithuania start out stronger than Poland? But you want Poland's content. But I would say for live streams, playing as the underdog and coming out on top is more fun to watch than the dominant power. Yeah, but okay, sure, yes, I agree. Playing something that's really dominant is less interesting. I think the initial context of our first conversation was having to do with just the power level, because you were talking about the Lithuania being better than Sweden. I wouldn't say Poland is much of an underdog in the hands of player, especially not if it's MP. No, but like, I don't think Poland is in like the top 10 nations discussion at all. I think with my rankings, like only 3 like countries in Europe I think made it in the top 10. 50 is a little bit more what I was expecting. I wonder if it took a couple seconds for the crown power to figure it out. We would love more crown power. I'm looking at the serfdom here. It's like, we're gonna need an event or something to push it the rest of the way to the point that we're looking for. But like, having a bunch of fleets and then having to constantly repair them and like, watch them is like... I don't know about this. I think this is painful enough to like, this might be the last bit of Sweden we play. I feel like the amount of time we've spent micromanaging this has been really high. But converting things to Norse pretty nicely up here. Colonize have issues only now? No, I mean they've always had issues, but I like it. I don't know if I like the subject matter to have pushed development. What if every location started with 20 dev? I don't think that would be realistic. You control a country, bring up the map, brings up the diplo menu for that country. Or move the dev breakpoints for pop demand. Yeah, I don't think there should be dev breakpoints. I think it turning on like a light switch doesn't make sense. You could just throttle it up. Development shouldn't be pushed. EU4 had the same issue where smaller countries had money to improve their land. Investments in estate dynamics should drive development. I agree. I would put that on like low on my priority list though, for improving the game. We do have Riga now, as the governor did finish, and this is how we are getting the proximity over there. So that's going to make annexing those cats really kind of important. Unfortunately, they're not very Swedish. Unfortunately, they're not very Swedish. So we do have to take some time with them. And then we can start on Scania, I guess. Well, we don't even have... Well, we would just move the naval governor over, and it would be much better. Do this guy too first, I guess. I don't think Western Montana should have 20 development in 1337. I agree. I mean, some places should just, like, be hell to play, but, like... I don't think the design doesn't seem informed by that, like, notion. Like, that's kind of what I think, but, like, a lot of... It seems like they want regions that are rough to still be playable. Like, I don't mind if something's just, like, hard unplayable. This guy is converting Swedish right now. Probably just let him finish. What do you think? Something similar to settlements for dev to help bring it up? Yeah, maybe that's the... You can... The first points of dev, there's more stuff, tools you have. I don't know if I necessarily would want it to work in this exact same way as settlements, but yeah, like maybe a cabinet action that can push up to a certain dev count faster. Or make the first bits easier than the next bits. Okay, why is this? The naval's just like so miserable. That's gonna increase our crown power and help out a lot. Yeah, so maybe, so in terms of the minting discussion, this is probably a time to mint hard to get to the 3% thing so that we could roll the parliament, and then also get rid of the loans. Maybe that makes sense. Someone said it was just 1% was it to roll it. I don't know if it's 1% or 3%. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hover just above 1%. Of course, this man understands development. As anyone who is heir to the Kingdom of Sweden should. And by kingdom, I mean grand theocracy of Odins. So we're gonna swap this guy out for who we want as heir. Yet another guy with architectural visionary. It astounds me how lucky we are when it comes to building up the nation of Sweden. Truly. This is like giving us like 50% more dev. This is kind of just like a silly gameplay pattern though. The Merc expiring is very good for us because now we're not paying for it. We, like in retrospect, we didn't even need the Mercs because dear England didn't even come to mess with us. I was expecting to have to fight like the 40k stack. Religious art pushes towards spiritualist, university, innovative, noble cabinets. Noble cabinet gives cabinet efficiency. We're already pushed towards aristocracy. I really would like to finish pushing towards innovative. And getting a discounted uni is kind of in the market for that. So we just hope we high roll serfdom. A little disappointing. So I was hoping to high roll something that's +5 serfdom, but you know what? We could just click trad economy anyways. And then, can we enforce culture on anyone? Not really. We don't need to enforce culture on any of these guys. But let's get relations up. We can maybe annex Norway soon, too. I think it's worth converting Finnish. We're not over, though. I agree that it's taking up a lot, and just completely eliminating the Finns would be the way to go, but that's gonna be, we're gonna have to do that on 3 areas, and it's gonna, they're gonna find their way out eventually. But, yeah. Close to pound locks. Ooh, we're actually at pound locks in some spots. Hopefully this parliament brings us up to 20. That would actually be really nice. Alright, we'll take the Dev in Oslo. Wow, that was quick. Well, it's fortuitous. It's fortuitous that we still have a man with architectural visionary in charge. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, the pound locks are gonna be really nice. This entire like thing, like look, we have procs over here in Oslo basically with 0 maritime presence. Alright, well we're gonna choose the thing that gives us production improvement. I think is also just a sick modifier. It gives you like 5% prod efficiency. It's like such a crazy event. Yeah. 15 years of 5% prod. It's kind of a big deal. I wonder if that really bumps our eco. No, it didn't. Well, it's fair enough. Yeah, I don't want to take away our cap economy score. It's kind of unfortunate. I guess we should prep our leader. Another person with the same trait we're looking for. Keep getting less and less competent though. Alright, we'll be satisfied with the prosperity trait. Well, honestly, something that pushes us towards serfdom would be nice right now. This is also reasonably good. For massing conquest, that's a decent modifier. Trade efficiency is also kind of okay. It's not like a long-term one like the prosperity is, though. This is 0.1 prosperity. Would all of these architects make Persia more enjoyable? They would not fix the issue of... They would not fix all the issues. They would make it more enjoyable. It still being a desert is a problem. What's going on there? Oh, we're backsliding off of this? Alright, I think we gotta get rid of another... What do we need to get rid of to deslot this? What the hell? Wait, why can't we revoke most of this? What? Is that the requirement for all of them? Oh, is this a Swedish thing specifically? Sweden locks you in on it. Huh. We needed to get the gov reform, and then once we have the gov reform, it will maintain itself. Sweden terrible, can't purse shift him. Alright. We don't want to give Banal lordship. We don't want to give restricted... Well, we probably can't give that. Uneducated masses. Oh, we just finished our thing. Subjugation policy. Subjugation policy. For the native policy, right? So we finish that and then we get subjugation policy. And with subjugation policy and revoking the other thing, we can get the last bit that we need to push it so that we can slot in universal serfdom. 33% crown power. Pretty solid. Hey Tarkus. How's it going? We were just about to wrap up. Remove hunting privileges. You have to remove the one before. We can't. Oh, this is the one we wanted to remove. And we can. Oh no, wait. No, this doesn't do anything. This is decentralization. Will you not need more trade cap for the plus 75% iron? Yeah, we will. We certainly will. Trades are starting to get more profitable. Darkest just established an extremely cursed Byzantine commune. Did we not build any counting houses because I'm a pleb? I just went dum-dum mode and forgot that buildings exist, not like this. No, we need you to maintain. Alright, maybe that's not gonna happen. You can push communalism. Yeah, we're backsliding here. And yeah. Anarchism from plus debt slavery? Hell yeah. Makes for a very fun Rome LARP. That is a good Rome LARP. Did you talk about Crassus? I would have talked about Crassus. Crassus is my favorite person to talk about. We enjoy Crassus around here, except we don't. Crassus established the first fire brigade. And it was I love this example as asymmetry in negotiating power means that consensual exchange doesn't ensure a fair outcome. And what Crassus would do is the fire brigade would come, and as your house was burning down, they would offer to buy your house from you, and they would give you like 5 cents on the dollar. And so you can either lose your house or lose everything, or sell your house to Crassus for 5 cents on the dollar. So it's a win-win. Crassus wins because he gets to buy real estate for 5 cents on the dollar, and you win because you get 5 cents instead of nothing. And then he would turn around and rent your house back to you. And that's one of the ways in which Crassus enriched himself, became the richest man in Roman history. I don't know what a Crassus is. Yeah. Unless you mean Crassus Curio from Elder Scrolls. I mean Crassus from the first or was it the second triumvirate? Crassus, Pompey, and Caesar were all buddies until they weren't. And then Caesar and Pompey fought each other. Crassus got himself killed in Scythia. Crassus died over here somewhere. Yeah. Shout out to Crassus. The legend, which is the fun story, but probably not what really happened, was that they killed Crassus by pouring gold down his throat, because he had a silver tongue, or something like this. Super base just to make a fire brigade to buy houses? Yeah, that was basically it. That was the gamut. You would just buy the house and rent it back to them. Obscene. So Oslo got slave raiding going on? Oh, it just has 30,000 pops. Oh, what are we doing not annexing the guy who has the silver? Huge leak. But yeah. He died in Parthia. That was not Crassus with the gold pouring. It is well, I'm saying that's not what I think happened, but that is one of the, ways in which it's portrayed. It is said that Parthians poured gold down his throat as a form of torture, symbolizing his insatiable greed. However, Cassius Dio documented this account, suggesting that his death serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of avarice, so probably not how he actually died. Parthia was more Iran. My bad. You're right. Over here. I'm gonna watch YouTube now because I'm based. Oh hell yeah, brother. Except we're gonna find someone to raid, so we're gonna be out. Marcus Licinius Crassus, the Marcus Licinius Crassus? But minus? No. No, that's not how Crassus died, but that's how the historians say how Crassus died, because they're dirty liars. But, modern historians think that they were dirty liars about it, and that's not how Crassus was killed, but that's, the story of how Crassus was killed, and it's, really just a parabolic, thing, commentary on greed, right? So, not how Crassus actually died. Things are looking good from a proximity standpoint, considering we can't get this under control very easily. I'm gonna lose my mind microing this, man. I just can't take it. I just can't do it. I only have Twitch chat all for myself now that that dweeb is gone. Hell yeah, brother. Speaking of, I think we're gonna raid someone. Because we've only been live for 2 hours, but this is the second stream of the day, because the thing... Oh, Tarkus, you raided me. Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. I didn't even see the raid. I didn't even hear the raid. Was there a raid noise? Am I just getting old? Don't answer that. I know the real truth. Let's see, do we want to... let's see if anyone's playing Dominion 6. I think that I've been thinking about making Dominion 6 content. I imagine there's no one playing it live. Yeah, no one's live with Dominion 6. Yeah, fair enough. We'll see about EU5. It's gonna foist it upon my community to show someone playing it. The Emerald Isle? You guys like playing in interesting areas, right? Looks like this guy is playing in... Where even is the Emerald Isle? He's just looking... Off the coast of... Is he playing Madagascar? That's a vibe. That's rough. That's some tough bush. I would not want to play Madagascar. I can't tell if it's Madagascar or in India somewhere, but we're gonna throw him a raid. Dominion is so sick. Game for sure. Game for true intellectuals. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, so I'd probably just play single player. But like the real thing is like multiplayer, and it's just like a hyper sweat game. We'll link it to the YouTubers as well here. The old Warhammer mod is the GOAT. You're not getting old targets or generalists, you are old. Oh man. That's what I tell my mom. Jesus. Not like this. Not like this. Thank you for the streams. You're welcome. You're welcome. Take care, everyone. We will say click raid now, and then we will also